Hello again. We're going to be solving equations using the properties of logarithms that we learned. And I've got two problems here. I'm going to go ahead and try solving both of them, seeing what x is in this case, and figuring out what x is in this case. So let's go ahead and do that. Preface for everything, we can't just cross out log base 5 on all three of them, well they're the same. Well, no, because we need one on one side and one on the other. So basically what we have to do is we have to condense it. We have to make something that's bigger and depress it. So if it's expanded, depress. If it's depressed, expand. But in this case, we got to depress it. Leave this side alone. Don't do anything here. Condense actually is probably the word. Depresses when you work with polynomials. So maybe that was poor on my part. So here we go. I want to make 3 log 5 of x minus log base 5 of 4 condensed. Here's how I can do it. Log base 5 of x to the third. This is using the power property. If it's a power, you put it in front, but if it's in front, you can also put it as a power. Minus log base 5 of 4 equals log base 5 of 16. We can still condense this problem because now we can use the quotient property of logarithms. If they're the same logarithm, we can condense it into log base 5. Now I like putting parentheses for the quotient property of x to the third divided by 4. So we turn two logarithms into one, we turn subtraction into division. And that equals log base 5 of 16. Now, since we have a log base 5 on each side, and there's 1 on each side, now we can cancel them out. You can also think about it as taking 5 to log base 5. That's actually theoretically the most important way to do it, but this is still the same property anyways. So I'm going to cancel these out. This is an approachable problem. X cubed over 4 equals 16. Now you can figure out what x cubed is from this point, but I wouldn't do that. I'd cross multiply. So x cubed, oops, I'm kind of writing the answer down without thinking about it. 16 times 4 is 64. And if you want to find x, you take the cube root of both sides. If you take the square root, you have to account for the positive and the negative, but, well, never mind, I'm not going to continue with that. So take the cube root on both sides, and x equals, now you can split it into factor trees and figure out what the number is, or you can say to yourself, what number times what number times what number equals 64? And that answer is 4. There you go. X equals 4. So 3 log base of 5, 4, this equals that. And yeah, that's true. If you don't believe me, plug that in. That's 4 cubed, so it's 4 minus log base 5 of 4. So it's log base 5 of 4 plus log base 5 of 4 multiplied with the product. 4 times 4 is log base 5 of 16. It does actually work if you go ahead and try it. It's cool. Okay, let's try this one. I want to condense this one. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the power property, this product property, pardon me. So they both have the same base, so I can condense it into one log, and that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be log base 4 of x. That's even more annoying if I put an extra set of parentheses, so I won't. X times x minus 6. Now remember, a positive turns to a multiplication. I do that, and that's equal to 2. There's a big problem here. This log, it's just in my way. How do I get rid of the log of base 4? I take 4 on each side, or I use 4 as a base. Inverse property. X times x minus 6 equals 4 to the second, which is 16. Hey! I think I'm going to have to use factoring here. X squared minus 6x. You know what, I'm going to subtract 16 on this step right now because I'm running out of room. Equals 0. I'm going to go ahead and factor this bad boy. X times x is x squared. Positive times a negative is a negative. Negative 8, positive 2 will work. 0 product property. X equals 8. And x equals negative 2 are my answers. I would wager to say that one of these answers is extraneous. If I substitute in my positive number, 8 minus 6 is 2, 2, so that's fine. This number always has to be greater than 0. Okay, story checks out. Now that's a 2, that's a 2, okay. Yeah, log base 2, okay, that's log base, oh, okay. Good enough, sorry, pardon me, good to go. So, yeah, okay. If I substitute in a negative 2, that becomes negative 8, and that becomes negative 2, story doesn't check out. So this one is extraneous. Okay. Other than that, I hope that was helpful. So, yeah, you know, you can plug it in and reduce the base if you want to, etc., and figure it out, but it comes out to what it's supposed to. With that said, have a good day for now. Goodbye.